Okay, so, are you the type of person that watches anime? Did that make you want to find yourself running with a toast in your mouth on a quiet empty street in Japan next to a river as the sun sets but have never actually had the opportunity to visit it? Well, the developers that brought to you the only Assassin's Creed that mattered that it was only downhill from there and... Wait, are we playing an RPG now? Brought to you Assassin's Creed Weeb of Shadows. And as a proof that this is targeted towards weebs, the game has two versions you can play. The original one with the peasant English language and the full Japanese and Portuguese voice acting one. Within the community, you would call the original one the dub and the Japanese one the only correct way to play. It's clear that even the developers intended for the game to be played full in Japanese considering how well the lip sync is with the Japanese voices. So what's with this new Assassin's Creed game? Like, sure, the story revolves around the mysterious box you have to retrieve, and sure, that box might contain a piece of Eden, but who cares about that? You'll forget it's an Assassin's Creed game for 80% of the time until the developers themselves remember towards the end and went, ah shoot guys, we were making an Assassin's Creed game. Here's some Japanese and Portuguese Templars, go fight them. Ah yes, mysteries. Let me tell you about the mystery that is the story of this game. You have a clan that opposed the current leadership of the state, and as such, the leader decided they had to be exterminated. But wait, there's one sole survivor that devoted their whole life to take revenge on the people that did this. Absolutely nothing can distract them from this goal, as they can only see red in front of their eyes in the form of the blood of the enemies and anyone who stands in their way of their revenge and... Wait, is this Sasuke? Clearly not, I'm fighting against them, see? We're not only fighting against Sharingan clan, we're also fighting against the Mangekyo Sharingan clan. By the way, for anyone interested, this is called a Tomoe, a Mitsudomoe specifically. Speaking of Sharingan, I want to have a discussion with the Naruto fans here. Guys, you might look at this game and be like, oh my god, I can run on a fence like a ninja. Oh my god, I can throw smoke bombs and shurikens and kunais. Oh my god, I can cast Izanagi. And let's not forget, oh my god, I can do ninjutsu. But it goes deeper than this. Much deeper. The main character is part of the Iga clan. A real clan from the history of Japan that were invaded by the much larger forces gathered by Nobunaga's son and Nobunaga himself. And because they were completely outnumbered, they had to resort to guerrilla tactics in order to have a fighting chance. This is actually what formed the basis of the ninja tradition of the region and what eventually led to what I believe should be added to one of the wonders of the world.
Well then, How to Be Ninja is a DVD for you.
At least if we are to believe a book from 2010 by Pierre Francois, but I'm not a historian, so don't quote me on this. And frankly, I don't need to be one, okay? As a fan of the anime that has the main character as a silly guy that eats a lot but has moments when they get serious, do I have any idea how little that narrows it down? Okay, fine. As a One Piece fan, I don't need to know the real history to know the main character, Naoe, wouldn't be a ninja but a kunoichi. This game cannot fool me by siding more with Naruto than One Piece. I mean look, they even have Kaizokus in the game, but they are evil guys you have to defeat instead of friendly people you meet on the sea. It's clear they picked a side here. But we talked enough about the only two relevant animes from the big three. Younger generations don't want that anymore. They want the new big three. They want Jujutsu Kaisen for the aura farming. They want Boku no Hero Academia for reasons. And they want Demon Slayer for no other reason than the animation being crisp. I hear you guys. So does this game satisfy your needs too? Well, absolutely. You want aura farming? Well, let me show you the proper introduction to Yasuke in this game. This guy has a whole army squad pointing their guns at him and he just goes, nah, I'd win. So you start one-shotting enemies like your Gojo on a normal Saturday evening. He even gets his own badass OST, listen to this. I swear the first time I heard it I paused for 10 seconds and went, is this creepy nuts? Well, they're not, but it sounds amazing. But okay, aura farming is not your thing, so maybe I can tell you that there's so many skills you can use in this game that surely some of them remind you of the breathing form. Add a few splashes of water on his katana dash and you can almost hear... And when it comes to Boku no Hero Academia... I don't know. I wanted to say that maybe you can think of this Junjiro kid as a kid wanting to learn how to use his superpowers or something, but... We all know the only superpower he'll learn is to grow some majestic butterfly wings, right? Now I know that at this point I've been ignoring a small portion of you guys, the ones that are into historical animes, but you guys don't mind cause you're used to being ignored, right? Where is that vagabond anime and why can't a better studio animate Kingdom? Guys, I promise it's peak, okay? I won't ignore you though because this game will be right up your alley. If you like Vinland Saga and Astronomy Vinland Saga, you'll definitely love this Japan Vinland Saga. Sure, there might be some controversy regarding the historical accuracy of some aspects of the game. And I mean, how dare they? Up until this game, everything was historically accurate to the point you could put the game in a history book and teach from it. After all, it's widely known amongst historians that Leonardo da Vinci managed to put Eve's apple and a piece of Eden together to learn the true history of the world and about the ancient civilization. But this is what I mean. You should be used to half historical, half made up stuff purely because it's cool. And the half history will be quite interesting too. I feel like they're aware when it's not really accurate, as you have the codex where you can read all about the real world history. So at the risk of putting everyone else to sleep, I'll give you guys an example of what I mean. You have the character page for Hattori Hanzo, where they talk about the real Hattori Hanzo, but they have what I believe is a very scientific approach. After they tell you his history, they question the accuracy of some parts because the historical sources they drew from this information might not be too reliable. Now, I'm not going to stand here and pretend that this game is the Full Metal Alchemist of games. I will stay there instead. No, but really, it does have its flaws. Like any other game that respects itself nowadays, it has enough bugs that it must have gotten speedrunners excited the moment they tried it. Don't worry guys, this is a frame-perfect input sequence that I must do that will trigger the end of the story cutscene. Any moment now. Any moment now. Ah, great, I can't show you. This guy that shot me ruined it. And I won't even pretend that this is the Code Geass of games in terms of story.
Pizza time.
It's more of a Sword Art Online or Tokyo Ghoul, the anime story, with a few plot twists here and there, but nothing that will blow your mind. But you won't be playing for that anyway. It's more for the vibe, you know. It's more of a mushishi. You walk around different districts of Japan and just take in its beauty. Whether you prefer summer, spring, autumn, or the best season, the game has to offer something for any of them. In the autumn, you get to experience the leaves falling as you are riding your horse. In the summer, you get these insanely well done summer thunderstorms, and in the winter, you get snowstorms so big you can't even see in front of you. The game is simply gorgeous. It's the closest you can be to being transported to the Sengoku period of Japan. And it's clear the developers put a lot of effort to make the real places as accurate as possible. Take one of the shrines for example. The Shigarine shrine located on the Biwa lake. If you go around it in the game, I can almost guarantee you would know your way around in real life too. Like, look at this real picture of the real shrine map. Everything in the game is placed exactly the same. Now if you do decide to go there, just make sure you don't start climbing the shrines to find lost scrolls. And if shrine visiting is not your vibe, you can go the Bakuman route and start your own manga by going around the world and practicing your drawing skills. On a side note, I still cannot believe that this is the manga the author of Death Note wrote after Death Note. The only issue I have is they spent so much time on making the game gorgeous that they forgot to add a jump button. Like seriously developers, how can you not have a jump button? What am I meant to spam whilst running from one place to another? I guess I'll go for the Breath of the Wild speedrunning style with constantly whistling for the horse. While we're speaking about Legend of Zelda, let me sneak in Ocarina of Time 2. Ah, there you go. Nice. And it's not just the graphics either, it's the art style as well. Sure, you may dismember your enemies like you're an alien from Guns, but man, you do it with style. I can see people complaining about this game though, especially if your favorite Assassin's Creed game is the one about Marshall D. Teach. In that game you had a full-on ship combat system. This one, however, mostly takes place on land, so there's not really a need to have that. Also, let's be real, the Japanese were not known for naval combat at this period. Maybe it could happen in a future Assassin's Creed game about Korea where you get to play as General Lee Sun-shin as an assassin fighting off the Japanese invaders after they were sent by Hideyoshi cause he had nothing to do with the armies he gathered after conquering Japan. But like sure, you may have a lot of water and you may pretend you're in free, but this is no Kantai collection. Most you can do is steal some fishing boats and row around. And I really wish I didn't find that out only 30 hours into this game. Now, of course, it wouldn't be an anime-oriented video if I wasn't to include the most favorite part of any anime discussion, the voice actors. Because this game has voice actors that played roles such as Inka from Fire Force, King from One Piece, and a lot others, I think. You know what, I really tried to look into the Japanese voice actors for this section, but for some reason it's really confusing. Presumably there's others such as Blackbeard and Lelouch, but it's just a maybe. Wait, I forgot I was talking about an Assassin's Creed game again. Developers, can you quickly remind me? Ah yes, the Assassin's robes. We work in the dark to save the light and all that, right now? And part of the working in the dark means either attempting to be sneaky and failing straight away or going in like a brute as Yasuke to try to take down the leaders of the opposing group. And let me tell you, there's a lot of what you would call bosses in this game. One of my favorite ones was Roronoa Zoro with his two-sword style. I was fully expecting him to pick up a third katana if I'm honest. But that wasn't the hardest boss of the game. No, because no video about samurai and anime would be complete without at least referencing Gintama. And you may think I'm going to show you Gintoki or Hijikata, but no. The hardest boss in this game is Madao. Well, okay, just a random homeless drunk guy hiding in the mountains. Most of the bosses in this game don't really possess a threat. This is no Dark Souls, don't get confused by my constant rolling. Well, besides one boss I guess. A guy you have to fight in a small room and he keeps calling for reinforcements. That one was painful. But this homeless guy is very tanky and very fast for some reason. I know that I've been speaking too much about the least important part of an Assassin's Creed game, the stealth side. So maybe I should also tell you about the part everyone has been waiting for, the character that has nothing to do with stealth. Try it, I dare you. So what's this guy's story? Well, considering there's not much that they were able to base this guy on, they had free reign to create an amazing story for him. Clearly they didn't realize that you can probably get a better Yasuke story from watching the anime. In all fairness though, he does have his nice moments. His story revolves around following Oda Nobunaga until, and I'm sorry to spoil an event that happened 400 years ago. I know how much this community hates spoilers. I'll be as annoying as some One Piece manga readers. Actually guys, I read the history so I know what's gonna happen and the adaptation is not as good. But yeah, he was following Oda, okay not that Oda, until he died. But then, what? Well, he also had his own revenge story which, I'll be honest, felt quite satisfying to accomplish.
Hey, Yasuke!
There it is!
Again, nothing too mind-blowing regarding the story itself, but it still had its moments. Especially when you get to plow through hordes of enemies like you're in Berserk. But overall, it felt more like that one filler arc from Bleach where nothing happened. I think that sums up the game quite well. On a serious note though, if you love Japan, there's a high chance you will like this game as I did, if only for exploring the beautiful world. It's quite worth giving it a try. With that said, I think it's a good place to end this one. If you watched this until the end and enjoyed it, well, I challenge you to become a shinobi and throw your kunai on that subscribe button as it helps a lot. I'm in my training arc to reach 1000 subscribers by the end of the year, so let's see how that goes. I'll see you in the next one. Oh,